Hello, I'm Flora. I'm a 2D artist learning 3D modeling and printing. In this video, I'm going to be modeling something to go inside this little snow globe. I'll put him in this little snow globe. I bought a couple of these snow globe kits back in 2012 when I was taking my first 3D course while I was enrolled in animation. I learned how to model, animate, rig, and light a scene in Maya. So Maya was my first 3D software that I had ever learned. At the same time, I had a friend who was in a different department, but she worked part-time at the 3D printing lab. So she helped me print my first 3D model ever, which was this little Pikachu. That's when I had an idea and bought a bunch of these snow globe kits because I thought, oh, I could just model a bunch of figures, print them, and make snow globes out of them. But I was also a full-time student and had final exams and assignments, so I never got around to it. But I finally have everything I need to make this come true. Now, I want to make something for my favorite person in the entire world, and that's my younger sister. My sister loves the movie Frozen. I've seen it with her countless times since it came out. I've also had to hear her sing all of the songs, including Do You Want to Build a Snowman? To which I always responded, no. I'm not sure exactly why she loves this movie so much. Something about the older sister being mean to the younger sister. Now, the snow globe is quite small and my Blender modeling skills quite limited, so we are gonna pick the simplest character from the film, also the funniest, which is Olaf. I'm gonna model an Olaf that's gonna fit inside of this globe. First, I wanted to figure out how I wanted to pose Olaf. I wanted him to be dynamic, but not in the same poses we've already seen him on all the merchandise. I wanted this gift to be thoughtful and unique, so I went to my sketchbook to explore some ideas. While I was drawing out different poses, one thought just would not leave my mind. What is Olaf doing? What is his motivation behind this pose? So I thought, would it be funny if Olaf himself was building a snowman? That's how I settled on this pose. I went over it a couple times just to give it a clear line. To get to my sister for Christmas, I had to get on a flight a few days before the 25th, so that left me with even fewer days to put this together than I initially thought. I had to model and print this ASAP. Luckily, the modeling part wasn't too complicated as Olaf has really simple shapes, and I felt like as long as I had the head shape and the body ratio correct, it looked pretty recognizable. I have never printed with details this small before, so I was worried that the really thin objects like the hair and the arms wouldn't print. I made those parts thicker than how Olaf's original model would be and just hoped that it would come out alright. I was super worried that this would not print correctly. Usually, I wouldn't be as stressed about getting the print right on the first try, but I had a very limited amount of time. As if I wasn't stressed enough already, another unexpected time restraint came up. I found that I would need to coat the paint figure before putting it into the snow globe's liquid, or else the acrylic paint may not hold up. The epoxy resin would need 72 hours to fully cure before I could submerge it in water. This took an additional 3 days out of my already tight schedule, so I was full on panicking at this point. I feel like I had a higher chance of success with my filament printer than I did with my resin printer, as I've had so many failed resin prints before. I just didn't have faith in my resin printing skills to get it right on the first try. And boy did I need to get it right on the first try. Because it was such a small print, I swapped in the 0.2 nozzle and printed it at the thinnest layer height possible, 0.06 millimeters. I used support filament interface so that I could remove the supports from the tiniest pieces, which were the hair, the nose, the arms, and the tooth. I'm really impressed by how detailed and small the Bamboo A1 Mini can print. It really was a miracle that I was able to remove these pieces from the supports without damaging them. I really would not have been able to do it if it weren't for the support interface. These pieces where I didn't use supports, I wasn't too happy with how the bottom layers turned out, as it wasn't completely round or smooth as I had hoped. I sanded it a bit to try to get it as round as possible, but I also didn't have that much time for sanding and decided that some imperfections will just have to stay. Assembly was quite challenging as the pieces were so small I had trouble handling them even with tools. Painting it was also super fun, but really challenging because I've never painted this small before. Thank goodness I only needed black and orange. Olaf being mostly white saved me so much time. I read that for waterproof glue, I would need to use a silicone-based adhesive, so that's what I applied to all the separate pieces. Of course, once I applied the epoxy, I started to wonder if the figure's pose looked a bit awkward and thought I should maybe remove some snowballs so that there was only one, but at this point the epoxy became quite solid and it was too hard for me to cut anything off without destroying it all. So I left it as it is. Looking back, I'm actually glad that the time restraint did not allow me to reprint, because once the epoxy had been applied, it really smoothed out a lot of the areas that bothered me before. This was something I didn't foresee. These are the instructions that came with the snow globe kit. I'm sort of following it. I think I'm going to follow it up until the point where it recommends that I assemble the globe dry and then add the water later. All right, so it's assembly day. I'm quite nervous because I'm leaving tomorrow morning and I need to get this all done today and it has to be done correctly. So hopefully I'll get it right on the first try. I'm gonna do a little test before I assemble the globe itself. Right now I'm a bit worried that the snow that I soaked overnight is not sinking. So I'm gonna mix just a test solution with the glycerin, glitter, and the snow to see if it sinks before I put it inside the globe. Okay, so there's not many, but a couple of the snowflakes have fallen to the bottom. That gives me hope that there's a chance it might all settle to the bottom after a few days. Olaf has been kept in the fridge because it was recommended by the instructions that I should cool him down before assembling so that the gasket is a little smaller. So let's start assembling. Oh. Okay, this is future Flora, and I'm here to tell you that everything is about to break in, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah! Oh no. I broke it. Poor Olaf. Oh, and the hair fell off too. I'm just gonna break the glass to get everything out because it's super hard. Alright, so I've destroyed everything. This is me trying to problem solve in real time what to do now because it's destroyed. I can't re-epoxy it because it takes 72 hours to cure. So, oh, there's actually a piece of glass on here. Poor guy. Okay. I'm gonna have to start thinking and coming up with some solutions. But first I'm gonna dry him off. I'm gonna dry off all the pieces and just let it sit for a little bit. All right, so after panicking, I messaged my friend and showed her the destroyed product and she said, don't panic, Gorilla Glue. So I went through my arts and crafts box and I found some. Let's use it. It's kind of old, but I mean, at this point, I've got nothing to lose. Also, it says that it sets in 5 minutes. So I'm really hoping that that's true. And that way I can get the hair and the foot to stick back into place before attempting a second try. But I feel really bad that I destroyed the globe. All right, let's try this. Only one side is coming out. I think I need to go to the store. I'm back from the store, and while I was at the store, of course, I saw on the back of the Gorilla Glue packaging that it said that it is not suitable for underwater use. So then I started panicking again, but luckily It's actually good that I discovered that at the store and not at home, because if I had discovered that at home, I would have just not gone out. I would have just given up. But because I was at the store, I asked an associate if they had a glue that's like Gorilla Glue, but suitable for underwater use. So they showed me this. And this says that Flex Glue can be applied underwater. It even dries underwater. So that's good because I'm gonna apply the glue and then I can submerge Olaf into the liquid and take it with me and it'll continue curing. So yeah, let's give this a try. I felt like to glue the hair and the leg back to the base, I could have used the silicone adhesive that I used originally to glue everything together, but I felt like that took such a long time to cure. I didn't really have time to wait for it to fully solidify. After that, I decided that I needed some emotional support. So I went over to my friend Mayela's house to enlist her help in finishing this project. I really needed a second pair of hands to help me fill this globe with water, insert the gasket tightly, and not burst a hole in the glass sphere. Mayela is an amazing artist. She's super crafty and she has a ton of resources and ideas. So at her place, she offered me a couple tools that we tried to use to keep the rubber gasket open so that we can fill it with water. However, the syringe that she had was a little bit too large and made it very difficult to fill the sphere with water. So we decided to go out and search for a thinner syringe. We went to a pharmacy and I explained that I was making an arts and crafts project. I don't know if the pharmacist believed me, but he refused to sell me a syringe without a valid prescription. And he led me to a over-the-counter product called a rectal syringe, which was not what I was looking for. We then decided to go to another pharmacy to try our luck there. And luckily that pharmacist was able to offer me several options. My friend said that we should choose the thickest one because we needed glitter to flow through it. And that statement thoroughly confused the pharmacist. But she sold it to us anyway. So that was great. We got the tools that we needed. This was actually the perfect tool to complete the task. I should have had this from the beginning, but I just didn't know. Now I was able to fill the sphere with water properly up until the end. I probably could have inserted a little bit more to get rid of some more of those air bubbles, but honestly, at this point, I just wanted to seal the thing and have a complete snow globe. That's all I cared about. There you go.
Amazing.
Okay, oh my gosh, it's actually in. We did it! Funny enough, after all of this work and all of this adventure, it turns out that I had miscalculated Olaf's size because now his face is crushed against the glass sphere. It's okay, it's not perfect. I think my sister will enjoy it anyway. I really hope she enjoys the story that comes with it as well. Everything that happened, including the stress, the anxiety, the fun time I had with my friend, the semi-successful product, I feel like is all part of the creative process, and I'm really happy to be able to experience it all. There is something really special about finally being able to realize a creative vision I had for these snow globes from 13 years ago. The fact that I could have a program like Blender on my computer and printers in my own home is truly amazing. I hope this snow globe will bring my sister many good memories of when we were younger and watching Frozen together. I really wish that we lived closer so that I could see her more often, but I am also really lucky to have her in my life and really grateful for the time that we do have together. I can't wait for her to see the snow globe. Thank you for partaking in this journey with me. There were some extreme highs and lows in this one, but I hope it was fun to watch, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yes, so you can see our twinning. You may tear the paper and tear the paper.
Yeah, okay.
Tear the paper. So the inside is a bit fragile.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And it'll open this way. So yeah, just am I holding it the right way? Though? It's upside down. Okay. No. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Wow! Oh my gosh, it's an Olaf!
Yeah.
Okay, she can tell it's Olaf.
Yes!
Oh my gosh, it's so so cool. Did you make it?
I made it.
Do you want to build a snowman? Thank you, Pie.